So, lads, realistically, we're coming towards the end of the CBA negotiations. I understand a lot of people are like, what are you talking about, Mick? Like, the CBA, there's so much time left to go in the CBA. Like, we're not even close to being done. You know, the players don't have the reps or anything. No. It is, like, we might see a performative strike. We might see a CBA being signed. And again, I wouldn't even be mentioning this if it wasn't for the fact that we have actually seen situations where these random ass Twitter accounts actually know something. So there's like random accounts on Threads that I'm seeing. And again, the WNBA players are way, way too close when it comes to just being with fans or talking with fans, and there is a rumor now, and it is that the CBA is ready to go. It's ready to go. The players have their latest proposal, and their latest proposal, it's going to be one of those ones where basically it's the players are thinking, okay, this is it. This is pretty much it. This is our last proposal. If the league doesn't accept this, and that it's a proposal much closer to what the league are saying, and it's a proposal that's very likely to get done. So it's not. So obviously they're coming back. They're not just accepting. I don't think they're accepting the league's proposal from, again, the rumor. But the rumor is that like it's a lot closer to the league's proposal than, you know, some of these fans that don't like basketball would kind of hope for, and some of the players would hope for. That being said, there's no actual truth to this. It's just one of those really weird things where it's like Threads knew DeWanna Bonner had left the Fever a week before it had happened. Like, I was getting random emails from people being like, look at this on Threads. And this was like before Caitlin Clark came back from injury. This is literally like DeWanna Bonner. I think she was out for personal reasons right when Caitlin Clark came back from injury. So it was that first Liberty game was the first game I think she missed. And it was literally like, yeah, DeWanna Bonner's gone. She's never playing for the Fever again. Like, there were so many people on Threads, on Blue Sky at the time, that were that actually were in the know. And the scariest part is the Threads is literally just a Caitlin Clark. The WNBA Threads is just a Caitlin Clark hate group. It's actually mental. It's actually mental. It's literally just, it's not, they're not, I don't even think they're fans of other players. It's literally just a Caitlin Clark hate group. But even without that being said, like, the reality is the WNBA didn't strike at All-Star Weekend. So that pretty much means that they're taking this somewhat seriously, because from what I've heard in media circles, people were fully expecting the players at All-Star Weekend to stage a strike. People were fully expecting the players to bring out the inflatable rat or do something. Make some sort of like statement that they were striking over the weekend. That was the expectation, was that the players were going to strike or do something huge during All-Star Weekend, because it seems like the WNBPA social media and the WNBPA are the opposite. Like, the WNBPA, they're talking about wanting to play, and the WNBPA social media is effectively like, fuck a lot of this, fuck this league, we're going to burn it down. Like, whoever's running their social media, genuinely, I'm not going to ever push for someone to, you know, lose their source of income, but like, change their job title so that they're no longer in charge of that, because whoever's in charge of the WNBPA's Instagram is actually like the reason for 75% of the negativity around the PA. It is the Instagram. Because obviously we've been talking about some of the stuff they've been posting recently, like the Valentine's Day. And he's like, we want a proposal that pays the players too. And I'm like, the ball's in your fucking court. Like, it's a negotiation. The ball's in your court. You can put up whatever fucking proposal you want to the league. Like, oh, it's madness. But my guess is that we're going to hear something by the end of the week. Because look, they still have tons of time for an expansion draft, for free agency, and for the draft. They have tons of time. As in, by tons of time, I mean tons of time in number of days. Like they don't have, oh, we can sit back on this for another 2 weeks. I still say this. I think you could rush it all if you start the season or if you get everything sorted by the 1st of March, I think you can start the season on time. It'll be carnage, but I think by the 1st of March, it can be done. Because I think it just means that things have to be done immediately. So I would say more than likely, if it is like closer to the 1st of March, like the league's going to have to establish the rules the league's going to have to establish multiple different sets of rules for the expansion draft. So they're going to have to just say, you know what, if core designation is a thing, these are the rules. If core designation is not a thing, these are the rules. If we bring a different type of, so basically all these different hypotheticals, these are all the rules. And it's like, oh yeah, teams need to scout these players. And it's like, if fucking hell, like if you are a expansion team and you don't have notes on every single player, then that's on you at this stage. That is on you. Like you better believe the Golden State Valkyries did that. When suddenly, I remember everyone was predicting, and it was like, oh yeah, Haley Jones is gone here. They're going to take Jade Melbourne, and all these players are going to be signed. They're going to sign these young players, rebuild for a year. And then all of a sudden, first pick from the Atlanta Dream, they select Ileana Rupert. And you can see my reaction, like, oh shit. I'm like, is she coming over? It's like from the sky, Maria Conde. And I'm like, wait, Maria Conde's coming over? I'm like, oh, I literally, at the end of it, I was like, they literally took the best player on every single team that was available. I was like, they did not go for youth. They went for who the best is right now, and they didn't give a fuck if you were coming over or not. And then out of nowhere, they have Ileana Rupert. All of a sudden, oh, they've signed Janelle Salon. And it's like, oh, dear God. So the Valk signed Salon. And that was my favorite thing about this is like during all the free agency, like you have Fever fans being like, yeah, look, we need Janelle Salon. Janelle Salon will start. By the way, who would have been better than Tash Howard? Being like hyped for Janelle Salon, then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, we don't actually scout overseas. We don't actually watch these games. Okay, so these are the players we signed. Why did we sign them? Oh yeah, our coach and our GM have had good relationships with these players at other places. Like we signed Jaylen Brown because Abenberg Hawks liked her. Like genuinely. We got her as a throw-in. We could have gotten another throw-in that could actually be a WNBA player, but we saw fucking Jaylen Brown, who was having this season from hell in Russia. Like, I don't think people realized how dumb that was from the Indiana Fever in hindsight. Like, she literally was averaging like 6 points per game in Russia, and the Fever got her. But look, at the end of the day, these type of situations need to be like, don't need that much time in terms of free agency, all of that stuff. The expansion draft, it doesn't take that much time. But I reckon we hear something by Friday. I think if nothing's, the players, it's now at the stage where a lot of people are like, oh, why would the players strike? The players have everything set up. At this stage, the strike is absolutely performative, but so is putting an inflatable rat outside the NBA store. That's completely performative. So the reality is that I'm expecting by the end of this week to hear strike or CBA signed, and my expectation is to hear CBA signed. Apparently the prioritization rules are like, even though the season's starting 2 weeks earlier, it's still, I thought the prioritization rule was based on training camp and in weeks before the start of the season, but it's not. It's actually by May 1st. So like the odds are high of a bunch of WNBA players just not showing up for training camp. Like there's going to be a lot of players just not showing up for training camp, which I don't think is the biggest deal in the world, to be honest. Like, training camp is training camp. If you're playing overseas, you're going to be in shape anyway. So yeah, that's the video. See you guys.